The power of focus. What's happening? I am Erik J. Olson. I recently had a fellow member of the Entrepreneurs Organization, a group of entrepreneurs that I belong to, on this podcast. Now, when I say on this podcast, what I mean is I interviewed him live on our social medias, and I asked questions about his past, how he grew his company. And while we were on that social media live, one of our previous interns, Adam Williams, asked a question. And the question was basically, hey, I'm starting my freelancing social media agency. Is it crazy for me to go door to door? And my guest, Aalap Shah, his answer was quite profound about what it takes to get a company off the ground. And here's a hint. It requires focus, the power of focus.
One of the best things I learned is the power of focus. This is an awesome question because I have some really interesting experience to share. In one of my businesses, I went with a whole general approach. And Erik, I heard you say this on a podcast in the past about like, hey, if they have some revenue or some dollars to spend on marketing, you're gonna take it and convert it into a customer. And that's how I think most agency owners traditionally approach this. And Adam, as I think about your question, is someone needs digital marketing. They have the funds. Let's work together and make something happen. And one of my best learnings that I had is, yes, that's all true, especially when you're starting a business. However, is there a way to cultivate a focus, a niche, an offering? Like, can you do social media marketing, because you have experience in automotive, for example, or food and beverage, or Amazon, whatever it is. If you can pick kind of like one position, you're going to see that enormous success come as a result, because you can not only set your rates accordingly, but you become a specialist in an industry where there's so much help needed. And that's the mistake that I made in one of my businesses, is just going too broad. We could help everybody, and we could, because digital marketing services like SEO, email marketing, you could do that for any industry. With this business, what I've learned, and I feel like we're successful, is because we're so focused. Now, do we still work with professional services and other businesses? Absolutely. You won't see it on my website, though. Our website's very, very focused on CPG. And that's where I really want our agency to get to your point, the $100 million in revenue. So Adam, my thought for you is network like crazy. One of the best things I did when I first started my business was to attend every single event. And it was exhausting. But I met a lot of people and I had a lot of conversations, and you'll start to learn like what are people looking for in social media, and like what services that they're looking for, what they're willing to pay. And then hopefully in your journey, you'll find a way to hone in on a specific aspect. It could be industry, or it could be like, I'm just really great at organic social media.
Hey there, it's Erik J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1 Million Journey, How to Launch a 7-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing a $1 million business. It took me 8 years, and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you can apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1 Million Journey by me, Erik J. Olson.